is Fort Vancouver, and this is a completely reconstructed based on the footprint of the original Fort Vancouver. And the original fort was founded in 1824 by the Hudson's Bay Company, and it was an incredibly important fort for the British Empire. In the early 1800s, many countries were fighting for control of the Pacific coast of the Americas. Spain, Russia, all of Europe pretty much, France and England and America itself wanted control over the Pacific coast. So this was the outpost of an empire. This was England's attempt to keep control over as much of the Pacific coast as it could possibly get. This here is the Bakehouse. They've completely reconstructed it. They've built these beautiful brick ovens here, and they actually have demonstrations at different points in time where they bake bread exactly as they did back in 1840 and 1850. So it's kind of amazing. From its founding in 1824, this right here was the fur trade capital of the world. All the local fur traders went all the way down to Utah, all into Idaho, Montana, all up through Canada. They all brought their furs here to trade, and then they were shipped from here to England. It was an incredibly important place. However, the vast majority of people who were employed here were actually employed in agriculture. So agriculture was really a huge point of this here fort. This, of course, is the woodshop, and it's a working woodshop, so it's kind of cool looking around. They, again, they give demonstrations here, especially throughout the summer. So if you get a chance, get on the website or call and see when there's going to be all these demonstrations. So this was the counting house. So it was the nerve center apparently, and this is where all bookkeeping and all major operations for the fort would have taken place. This is the big house. The doors right now are locked. I think it's probably only open for tours, but all the doors have windows so you can look inside. It's very beautiful. I should make a point to come back and go through the tour. But this would have been the factor's house. So this would have been where the chief factor, whoever ran the fort would have lived, entertained, where lots of business would have been done, where officers and gentlemen would have met. So a very important place. So behind me here is the post surgeon's house, and that would have been both a house and a workspace and a very small hospital, probably only for officers and gentlemen. The vast majority of workers and non-officers lived outside the walls of the fort, so they would have been treated at a hospital outside the fort. The farm here at Fort Vancouver really was one of the huge historical aspects of the fort. Within a decade of founding, the fort was entirely self-sufficient. As a matter of fact, it grew more produce than it used, so it sold them out to settlers and trappers and all sorts of other people. And word spread that the land here was just so abundant, it was so easy to grow, that in 1840 the number of settlers were in the hundreds. By 1846 they were well into the thousands. Over 8,000 people came here in 1846. Just west of Fort Vancouver was a small village made up of about 40 homes like this. That was the source of the vast majority of labor at the fort. And it really was a United Nations of peoples, not only British and French, but Native Americans, Americans. And one thing that I found really odd was there was actually a large number of Hawaiians that worked here. So one of the larger workforces here were Hawaiian people. The primary reason for the decline in the fort was the Treaty of 1846 between America and Britain, where they divided the Oregon Territory at the 49th parallel. So this fort, after 1846, resided in American territory. And by 1860, the Hudson's Bay Company had completely abandoned it and left. And within just a few years, neglect and fires completely destroyed the whole place. So there was nothing left after that. I'm still at my mother's. I've been here for about a week, and we have a surprise. Woo! As I'm sure you see, this is the Coleman grill. I had actually seen this one on one of the Casita forum. Several people had recommended it. They said it was a great little grill for a single person or for two people. And so, yay, I have one. So I've been cooking indoors for, well, forever. And so this is going to be so great to be able to cook outdoors on a picnic table or whatever, because, I mean, isn't that what we want? We just want to be outdoors all the time, right? So, yeah, this is awesome. So, I can't, of course, do a complete review because I just got it, and so I'm going to have to use it first, but I did want to give you a close-up view of everything. So this is the optional awesome case, the pleather super awesome case. I'm super excited about using this here. It's going to be so much better to be able to cook outdoors versus, you know, when I cook indoors, you have to be indoors with it, because if anything boils over or catches fire, you don't want your whole house to burn down. So, and it's kind of sucky to have to like just cook a pot of coffee indoors, you know, on such a great, beautiful day. So, I don't know. super excited. The super excited thing is having a grill and also have the optional griddle. So the griddle, making pancakes every day for breakfast. Okay, not every day. That's probably overkill. But it's going to be killer, and I'll definitely do a little bit more of a review later after I've actually used it. So stay tuned in the future. Woohoo! We're just sitting here in the grass at my parents' because sometimes this little sweetheart here, all he wants to do is just enjoy a beautiful day outside. And it's actually it's cloudy, but it's warm and it is really a nice day. So thanks, Petey. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for saying, hey, let's go outside and sit in the grass. Yeah. Yeah, he's just like, hey, let's go out and sit in the grass. Why are we sitting indoors? That's what Petey says. Yeah. So we've been out here for like 20-30 minutes, at least 30 minutes. And Petey, he just was not gonna come back inside. He just was not gonna do it. So finally I had to pick him up and I have to carry him inside because he would rather sleep in the grass than be indoors. This is why he is the most perfect dog ever. What an awesome guy.